This video is powered by the fastest VPN on the planet, NordVPN.
Never miss a second of your favorite show, even when you're abroad.
Get NordVPN 2-year plan plus 4 months extra by clicking the link below. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Still here in Philadelphia in the US of A, enjoying our time here. The weather's a little indifferent today, still really hot. 1 minute the sun's out, next minute it goes in, it's a bit cloudy. But listen, having a lot of fun here, and it was brilliant yesterday. Down at the training ground, was invited along to see Arsenal and see the team training, and it was great to see all the players out there. Then I was told, Robbie, big announcement's going to be happening today at 12:15. Riccardo Calafiori, we're unveiling him, and you're going to get a chance to meet him and ask him a question. And I was like, what? Oh, brilliant. You know what I mean? Wasn't expecting that on the day. Me and the other guys in the media were there. We got to ask him questions about, you know, once he was unveiled, about how excited he is to be here. You know, I asked him personally, I said, listen, you know, can you wait to sort of make your appearance down there at the Emirates Stadium? And he said, listen, Robbie, I cannot wait. Want to get on that pitch, you know, in front of the Arsenal fans. And you could see the way he was talking. He's really enthusiastic. By the way, spoke brilliant, perfect English, and a big guy as well, and you know, really confident in the way he spoke. And you know, he was asked as well by one of the other journalists about, you know, did you get a bit frustrated with the amount of time it took to get the deal done? He said, yes, I was a bit frustrated, but I always knew I wanted to come to Arsenal. From I spoke to Mikel Arteta, there was no other team on the cards. It was Arsenal where I wanted to come. And it's great that we've made the signing of Riccardo Calafiori. Also, Mikel Arteta asked, where's he going to play? Is he going to play on the left-back position? Is he going to play centre-back? Mikel Arteta leaving it open, saying he could be in either of those positions, but stating that, listen, we needed to have more defensive players. We got a bit lucky last year with no injuries really to Saliba or Gabriel, but he goes, you can't gamble on those things, and that's why they've brought in Calafiori. And for me personally, as a person that's been sat here day in, day out since the transfer window's been going on, speaking about Calafiori being linked, Calafiori this rumour, that rumour, and then to actually then get a chance to meet him on the day he signed in the flesh, it was a great moment. It was a great moment. Make it seem like, yeah, it was worth it, right? But the question all the journalists were asking Mikel Arteta in the press conference afterwards was, who's next? Who is coming through the door next? And if you look at all the reports around today, everybody's going with Mikel Merino of Real Sociedad. Interestingly, the president of Sociedad was talking yesterday, and he was talking about how they want to keep Mikel Merino. They're willing to give him a new deal to stay at the club. Remember, he's only got 1 year left on his current deal. However, all the reports seem to indicate that Merino is just waiting on all the negotiations to start. He's already sort of agreed, if you read a lot of the reports, to join Arsenal, but the negotiations have to go on now between Arsenal and Real Sociedad. And at the moment, there have been no negotiations, but expect that to accelerate and things to start to move around Merino, and he could possibly be the next signing. If it's not him, it could be Fabian Ruiz. Again, we've spoken about this many a time on the show. Caught offside today, claiming that Arsenal remain interested in him, although no negotiations yet for Fabian Ruiz either. As I've explained on the show many a time, PSG are willing to sell him or loan him with an obligation to buy. They're bringing in another midfielder as well at the moment. So that one is the definite possibility. I don't think they'll get both, but I think it's going to draw down to one of the two, Fabian Ruiz or Mikel Merino. Either of them would be good signings, but both of them we keep our eye on. Now, everybody today has gone really big with this rumour about Leroy Sane. Spoken about it before earlier on in the transfer window. And the big story is that Arsenal are monitoring the situation with Leroy Sane closely. Now, remember, Leroy Sane has 1 year left on his contract at Bayern Munich. If they can't do a deal with him soon, he'll be able to walk away at the end of that contract and be a free agent. And no club wants that for a player that has got a lot of value on him. 28 years of age at the moment, Leroy Sane, but still being valued at around about the 40 to 50 million pound mark. Remember, he joined Bayern from Manchester City in 2020 for 55 million pounds. Now, as I said, every publication you look at today going with that Arsenal are monitoring the situation closely. Remember, he worked very closely with Mikel Arteta when Arteta was assistant manager at Manchester City. Sane's even come out before in the past and spoken about how much Arteta helped him. Is this a deal that could get done? He can play on the right, he can play on the left. He would be brilliant backup to, you say backup, brilliant competition to Bukayo Saka. But it's one that we're going to have to keep our eye on. I wonder, 28, I know Merino's 28, I know Fabian Ruiz 27, 28. I know Mikel Arteta's sort of bringing in more experienced players, but somebody like Leroy Sane would cost a lot of money at the age of 28. Is that the player they're going to move for? I still got my doubts on it, even though everybody's going strong with this rumour today. I'm not sure if Arsenal will move for Sane, but let's wait and see. Emil Smith-Rowe, another one at the training ground yesterday. We were told he's gone. He wasn't with the Arsenal squad training. He travelled back to the UK, where he's undergoing a medical at Fulham and will become a new Fulham player. The deal worth £27 million plus £7 million in add-ons will bring it up to around about the £34 million mark. It's sad, but Emil Smith-Rowe is leaving Arsenal and will be announced in the coming days as a new player at Fulham. He wants to play, and Arsenal can't give him that guarantee of week in, week out football. And listen, at that sort of price, Arsenal can't be turning down those offers as well. So Emil Smith-Rowe leaving the club for £34 million. Another player who's definitely left is Chido Obi Martin. He posted on his Instagram yesterday announcing that he has left Arsenal, saying officially goodbye to Arsenal. Still not sure where he's going, if he's going to Manchester United or to Bayern Munich. Both of those clubs are heavily in for him. Both of them have been, touting him, taking him around training grounds, etc. But he has left Arsenal. Bit of a blow to Arsenal. He was a real prospect. Remember, he scored 32 goals last season. But the prospect has decided to move on to pastures new. Whether that is going to be a good move for him is yet to be seen, because it's not always, the grass is not always greener. On the other side, you can get these big moves to these clubs. Are you going to play there? Is that pathway into the first team going to exist? That's one thing we're going to have to wait and see. Victor Gyokeres. This is all over the Portuguese media at the moment, talking about Gyokeres. I said yesterday how Arsenal sent scouts to go and see him play at the weekend for Sporting beating Atletico Bilbao by 3-0 in a friendly. Arsenal are said to be interested in, but this update emerged, which really starts to make this situation interesting. It came from the publication called Sport, who revealed that Sporting has paid Coventry City, the team that they bought Victor Gyokeres off, €2 million, that's around about £1.7 million, so that they can reduce their sell-on clause from 15% to 10%. Now, that is quite significant because, remember, when you've got these sell-on clauses, that means that, if they sell, Gyokeres for a certain amount of money, say they sold him for £50 million, 15% of that would have went to Coventry. They've reduced that down now to 10%. Which means they'll make more money off any deal they do. Now, we know they've got this big £86 million release clause, and, they will really have been trying to hold on to that. Nobody's going to pay that right now. But if they have to pay less of a sell-on clause to Coventry, that means they can possibly lower down their fee and not make, a big dent in the amount of profits that they're going to make. So, interesting, this one, really interesting to keep an eye on. And as I said, when you look at the Portuguese media and look at all of their back pages, a lot of them are going with the fact that Gyokeres to Arsenal is a strong possibility. So we're definitely going to have to keep our eye on that one and see how it develops. Of course, we know Arsenal definitely looking for a striker in this transfer window. And finally, Dan Bentley, the backup goalkeeper that Arsenal have been looking to try and buy from Wolverhampton Wanderers. We offered £50,000 for him. That was not back. We went in with another offer. That was not back. It seems like this one's getting nearer to being done. Arsenal seem to be getting nearer to the £1 million valuation that Wolverhampton Wanderers have put on him. And fully expecting this deal for Dan Bentley to be done and for him to be signing for Arsenal. So let's keep an eye out for that. So those are the rumours for today. Don't forget to check out all of our brilliant content from over here in the US. The vlogs have been absolutely legendary, and there's a couple of big ones to drop. Also, our diary stuff has been fantastic as well. So make sure you check that out. But I'll be back here tomorrow with more transfer rumours on Transfer Daily.